The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and future, and brought to you by, on this Tuesday afternoon, by Sports Simulations and Replays, the best place on Facebook to post your sports projects, whether you are on a PC, doing traditional cards and dice, or on a console. Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook is a place to share your project with close to 1,000 other enthusiasts who love sports gaming. We need, I believe it's 12 the last time I looked, to get to that magic number of 1,000. If you haven't joined, why, do so today. And welcome to Labor Day 1982, or June 18th, 2019, whatever you prefer. My name is Ron Juckett, and I think we got ourselves a dandy for a special Holiday Monday game. The Detroit Tigers and Milwaukee Brewers start a 3-game set. The Brewers are in second place in the American League East. The Tigers are in third, and they've fallen to 2.5 out. This one is big, and it's Milt Wilcox on the hill for the Tigers and Doc Medich on the hill for Milwaukee. And I forgot that Doc actually pitched for the Brewers. It's raining, just a light rain in Milwaukee. The winds are blowing out to 7 and 73 degrees as we get set for baseball on this Labor Day, or Tuesday afternoon in real life. And so there you have it. Baltimore leads Milwaukee by 1 and Detroit by 2.5. The Brewers can give themselves some space away and take so aim at the Orioles. And remember, the last 2 weekends of the season, Baltimore and Milwaukee played against each other. So put that in the back of your mind as we go along through. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1982 Lunch Replay from County Stadium in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Brewers host the Detroit Tigers. And we say hello in the chat to Al Red Sox fan, Dale Lonsdale, baseball demos who did his White Sox game yesterday. No, Manic Monday was yesterday. White Sox are tomorrow. Dave Gardner, how you doing? So glad to have you all along. Now, in the 2 game days since we were with you on Saturday, things have changed, especially in the American League West. But first, let's go through the National League. Montreal and Philadelphia is still hotter than a tick in Texas. Montreal's bleed over Philadelphia is 6. Philly is playing 600 ball and gaining nothing. Absolutely nothing. In the West, the Dodgers' magic number over Atlanta is 8. We're supposed to do the Dodgers and Braves on Thursday afternoon. If the Dodgers have a chance to clinch, we will carry that game. We hope to have all 4 clinchers, but the Dodgers certainly are going to do it first. You'll see the Dodgers and the Braves in a couple days. In the American League East, well, Milwaukee has won 5 straight, the Tigers have won 2 straight, and the Orioles 3 straight. It's coming right down to the wire. Milwaukee just 2 back in the loss column. They're even in the win column with Baltimore, and they would love to beat Detroit. In the West, California has lost 3 straight, thanks to the Tigers. The White Sox have won 5 straight. Dennis Lamb fans rejoice. You're probably going to get some more appearances. Kansas City 4 back. Chicago 5 back. Bonus points if you remember Doc Medich with the Brewers. He is 1-3 in his first 4 starts with a 5.55 ERA. And would you like some more information? I think so. His last start was against Seattle September 1st. 7 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 5. So 24 1/3 innings, 26 hits, 1 homer, 16 runs, 15 earned. He's walked 17, 80s baseball grand, and struck out 13. The Brewers could use all 125 pitches from him. So White Sox Wednesday is going to have the Orioles and the White Sox tomorrow. Stock up on your Chesterfields for sure. Trot fan, how are you? Good to have you along. Al's going back to work. All right, here's the lineup that Medich will face. Lou Whitaker will bat second and play first. Glenn Wilson is in center field. He'll bat second. Larry Herndon is in left. He'll go third. Lance Parrish cleans up behind the plate. Jerry Turner, the DH, against Medic today. He'll bat fifth. Howard Johnson goes to his natural position at third, batting sixth. Mike Laga, your first baseman, will bat seventh. Rick Leach patrols right field, so no Chet Lemon. And my good buddy Alan Trammell at short, batting ninth. Defensively for the Brew Crew, Ben Ogilvie is a 9 and a 7 in left. Marshall Edwards, not a great center fielder, he's a 3 and a 6. And Charlie Moore, a 7 and 9 in right. Around the infield, Paul Molitor is a 7 at third. Robin Yount, a 10 at short. Easy Eddie Romero is at second, he's a 7. Cecil Cooper at 8 at first, and Ted Simmons a 5 and a 6 behind the plate. I believe he was with the Padres before, Dale. Don't hold me to that. All right, and so Dave Gardner is testing out momentum football from Downing Games, and when he gets a few games under his belt, he'll tell you about it. Lou Whitaker, I'll tell you, is hitting .311. Let me make sure that I'm actually seeing baseball. Yep. .311, 19 homers, and 62 RBI. Let me take a drink. I don't know why that got held. White Sox team for this week for Tribe Fan and his 2006 Twins replay. And so he's going to do a full one against the White Sox. That's awesome. Bobby Catalano, how are you, my dear? Glad to have you along. Okay, so we told you about Whitaker and Medic, and let's get ready to go. And Whitaker slaps out one to Romero at second, over to Cooper, one away. Tigers need this series something desperate as Glenn Wilson comes up. 227, 7 homers, and 33 RBI. You can't get too far away now. Detroit, this is game 136, and for the Brewers, it's 137. I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Pitch to Wilson. Up the middle. Yount behind the bag over to Cooper for the second out. So a good start for Medic, who desperately needs one. Here's Larry Herndon at 296. 20 homers and 81 RBI. Medic had a 5 flat ERA in real life and 10 starts for Milwaukee. Pitch to Herndon, up the middle, second verse, same as the first. Yount to Cooper, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. That throw is low, by the way. Detroit, nothing. Here come the Brewers. It'll be Milt Wilcox, who was 8 and 10 on the year, with a 3.76 ERA, making his 24th start of the season. His last start came September 1st against the California Angels, 6 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs all earned in a loss. He walked 4 and struck out 2. In 165 in the third innings, he's allowed 160 hits, 17 homers, 78 runs, 69 earned. He's walked 68 and struck out 114. His last start against the Brewers came on June 18th. He took a no decision over 7 1/3, and on June 12th, he threw a 9-inning 5-hitter shutout. So he's had some success against this Brewer team. Paul Molitor, by the way, will lead off. Robin Yount bats second. Cecil Cooper, the first baseman, bats third. Ted Simmons will clean up. Let's see, in the actual game, according to Baseball Demos, the Tigers won 6-5 and 10. Medic pitched all 10 innings and took the loss. Wilcox won 6 and got the win. Aurelio Lopez with the save. Yep, you got it, Al. You got the mystery game. All right, so Ogilvie will bat fifth and play left. Roy Howells, the DH, God knows why. He's a lefty. He'll bat 6. Charlie Moore, the right fielder, bats 7. Marshall Edwards plays center and bats 8th. Romero, the second baseman, bats 9th. And Medic threw 9 pitches in the first. So Molly at 291 17 homers and 76 RBI. Wilcox deals, and that is lined foul down the first base line. Larry Herndon, by the way, is an 8-5 in left. Glenn Wilson, a 6-8 in center. Count, by the way, is a ball and 2 strikes to Molitor. Leach, who I've not seen in right, is a 4-3. Hojo is a 3 at third, but his macaroni and cheese is always good. Alan Trammell, a 9 at short. Lou Whitaker, a 7 at second. And Mike Laga, a 5 at first. Lance Parrish, a 5 and an 8 behind the plate. Wilcox deals, struck him out. Got him to swing at a 1-2 breaking ball, 1 away for Robin Yount. At 316, 25 homers, 80 RBI. Yes, Mrs. Brown has a lovely daughter, too. And I dream of Jeannie Brown. She's the light brown hair, yes. Pitch to Yount is popped up left side. Trammell on the cut of the grass, dodges the raindrops and makes the catch, 2 out. For Cecil Cooper at 296, 19 homers and 105 RBI. Dale Lonsdale says it's storming where he is. Wilcox is ready. Cooper, foul ball right side. Whitaker one's way over, reaches in, and makes the catch in the stands. And takes a handful of popcorn from a kid from Wausau. 1 in the books. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's Detroit nothing, Milwaukee nothing. How you doing, Mark Forsberg? Glad to have you along. Lance Parrish, Jerry Turner over driving Howard Johnson to face Bennett here in the second. Parrish at 302, 26 homers and 82 RBI. No, they didn't. Pitch to Parrish. Struck him out. A 1-2 on the outside half of the plate, and that's the first one for Doc. So Turner at 254 for homers and 19 RBI. Warm afternoon in the light rain here in Milwaukee, September 6, 1982. Working our way. We should be in the playoffs in less than a month. Pitch to Turner. Base hit right side. Moore picked it up on a hopper. Merrill should have been playing better. And Turner has the first hit of the ball game. And then I'll bring up Howard Johnson at 263, a homer, and 5 RBI. That's true. There could be, if you look where the strike hit. No, I don't know where it was. The slide, I think, was in left field. I think if behind the Tiger lineup. So take a look there in a second. Pitch to Hojo. Fly ball to left. Ogilvie goes back, makes the catch for the out. So Bernie Brewer's not in this picture. But I think he was above, left field to slide. Mike Laga doesn't need a slide. He's hitting 368. No homers and 2 RBI. 2 out, top of the second. No score. Turner on first. Medich deals. There goes Turner. The throw down to Yount is in time. So Turner had the 30% chance to steal, and Simmons throws him out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Tigers nothing, Milwaukee nothing. So Simmons, Ogilvie, and Howell. Doc did indeed, Mark, pitch for the Rangers. In fact, I forgot he pitched for the Tigers. For the Brewers. Simmons at 267, 19 homers and 50 RBI. Certainly won't get the 97 he had in real life, but he probably has a decent chance of matching his homer and homer and double totals. Wilcox deals. Fly ball shallow right center. Wilson comes in for the out. Ben Ogilvie at 275, 34 homers and 93 RBI. Wilcox winds and delivers right back to Milt for the out. 2 away for Roy Howell. Why he's DHing in a key game, I do not know. He's at 200, 4 homers and 13 RBI. Well, he did hit 260 in real life. That probably is why. He is grounded into 14 double plays in this replay, only 2 in real life. Pitch Ground ball to Whittaker, makes a diving stop over to Laga, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 2, no score. So Laga, who was up when Turner was thrown out trying to steal, gets a fresh count, and Doc Medic's ready. Laga, shallow fly ball to right. Moore comes in, makes the catch, 1 away. Brings up Rick Leach at 266, 3 homers and 15 RBI. Not well liked here in Wisconsin, and it would have nothing to do with the Tigers either. I bet in that magic year of 79 for Michigan that they played up in Madison or down in Ann Arbor, Leach beat him too. Pitch to Rick, ground ball to second. Romero to Cooper, 2 away. So Gantner has the day off. I'm trying to think of who's normally in center for Milwaukee. Alan Trammell, my buddy, 254, 8 homers, 50 RBI. Ended up having a pretty good second half of the year. 2 out, nobody on. Medic steals. Fly ball, left center. Edwards retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2.5 down. Detroit nothing, Milwaukee nothing. So it'll be Moore, Edwards, and Romero to face Wilcox here in the 3rd. Texas sold Medic to the Brewers on August 11th. The internet says by 2025 all sports will be robotized. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Okay. Go Bengals. So how you doing, Terry? Glad to have you along. Charlie Moore, who will always be human as a mad fisherman, at 234, 12 homers and 50 RBI. Pitch from Wilcox is a ground ball to Trammell and deep in the hole. Bang, banger to Laga for the out. And my cousin Bonnie played the word X in Words with Friends for 39 points. All right, you can go off the screen now. Marshall Edwards at 269, 3 homers and 21 RBI. Tigers play for the bunt. We're not going to give it to them in the 3rd. So Hud, Johnson, and Laga are in. Wilcox's pitch, and that's over Laga for a base hit. Leach will field it. And you say the word Laga fast enough, it almost comes out, because I'm from New England, as lager. And if you see up in that right field, you see the ad for the lager, Miller Lite. Not that I drink it, but tastes great, less filling. Ed Romero at 207, 2 homers and 10 RBI, utility infielder extraordinaire for the Brewers. First hit for Milwaukee, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch to Ed, fly ball to right. Leach in the corner makes the catch. Edwards will hold at first. So here's Molitor, 2 out for Wilcox. 30 pitches, an efficient first 9 batters, 2 2/3 innings. 1 hit and 1 strikeout, and that was Molitor. Wilcox steals. Struck him out again. How about that? Full count, swung on and missed outside. He chased a bad pitch. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 3, we're still Detroit with a bagel and Milwaukee with a bagel. And Menich has pitched very well through 9 batters, 29 pitches, 3 innings. Can't do any better than that. 1 hit and 1 strikeout. The 1 hit coming to Jerry Turner, who got caught stealing. Lou Whittaker is 0 for 1. Pitch from Doc. Ground ball to Romero, who goes deep in the hole over to Cooper for the first out. So good defense all around for both teams, and that'll bring up Glenn Wilson, who's 0 for 1. Top of the 4th already, 1 out. Menich deals. Wilson, chopper down to Molly, long throw over to Cooper. Wilson's not that fast, and there's 2 out for Larry Herndon, who's 0 for 1. No, Ed and Cesar aren't related. Oh, Gorm, of course it was Gorman Thomas. I should have known that. Yeah, 82 was a winning year for the Tigers. Sparky was getting ready to 84. Tigers are only 2.5 out, Mark. It could be a winning year for them, too. Always tough in a 3-team race. You just never know. Pitch to Herndon. Line drive to Romero, and that will retire the side. Another clean inning for Minich. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 in the books. Detroit nothing, Milwaukee nothing. Yount, Cooper, and Simmons, and Robin is 0 for 1. Wilcox from the wind. Fly ball, right center. Wilson's there. 1 away. Brings up Cooper. Cecil's 0 for 1. I suppose the rain, by the way, has stopped. And the wind blowing out to right at 7. So someone like Cecil Cooper could actually get a hold of one. Wilcox's pitch. There's a line drive caught by Hojo at third. He went opposite field right into the waiting glove of Howard Johnson. And there's 2 out for Ted Simmons, who's 0 for 1. So this one appears to be a pitcher's duel. Pitch from Wilcox, ball 4. See, I jinxed it. So Simmons heads to first, and he has the speed of me on a good day. Ben Ogilvy's 0 for 1. That's only the second base runner that Wilcox has put on. Milwaukee has the lone stranded runner in the game. Pitch to Ben. Ground ball to Whittaker. Kind of a multi-bounder. He flips it to Laga. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. The walk is stranded. After 4. No score. It'll be Parrish, Turner, and Johnson for the Tigers. Mike, haven't you learned by now the joke's always on demos? I'll pay for that. He's going to go through and find Bob Stanley games for me when he had an ERA of 50. Lance Parrish struck out his first time up. Doc Medic's only strikeout. Hey, how you doing, Rob? Good to have you along. Pitch to Parrish. Ground ball to Yount on the grass. Bang, bang, throw to Cooper. Got him by an eyelash. It's always good to have a Hoover at short, and Yount, being the perfect 10, qualifies. So here's Jerry Turner. Jerry singled and was thrown out trying to steal his first time up. Pitch to Turner, ball 4. So Medic allows a second base runner, and both times it was Jerry Turner. And if Computer Sparky sends him here, there'll be some people here reaching for hats to eat. Howard Johnson's 0 for 1. Medic's delivery. Fly ball to center. Edwards is there. Turner retreats back to first, and there are 2 out. For Laga, who's 0 for 1. Or Al Nipper games. Yeah, that would be about as painful. You're right. You're right. And if I shared bad Washington Nationals games there, Dave, we'd share the misery together. So that's no fun. Pitch to Laga, ball 4. So Medic has walked 2 here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Rick Leach. So runners on first and second. I believe that Turner is the first base runner for anybody in scoring position today. Leach is 0 for 1. Medic deals. Struck him out. He got him swinging on a curve. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're halfway home. Detroit, nothing. Milwaukee, nothing. Come on. Hit the button. There we go. So here's the in-game box score. Medic, 2 walks and 1 hit. There's a lot of zeros up there. 28 batters combined for 2 hits. And here you see why. Both pitchers are pitching very efficiently. And Wilcox isn't even throwing that many strikes. Busy week coming up on the channel. Tomorrow we're going to piggyback on to Dave Gardner's game-winning drive 1979 championship by playing Miami and Tampa on Action PC Football. Note the start time about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, right here on Retro Sports Network. That, of course, is in the East. Roy Howell is 0 for 1 with Moore and Edwards to follow. Pitched from Wilcox, strike 3. So he swings and misses at a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's the third strikeout for Wilcox. Charlie Moore is 0 for 1. Both teams have stranded 2 runners, and between them have 2 hits. Moore, ground ball up the middle. Whittaker in front of the bag. Over to Laga for the out. Rot in beer time. Have I played the 2017 Nats bullpen game? I realized that when I tried that and replay that you needed to not be sober to do that. If you were drunk, you were fine. But if you were sober, I don't have a lot of hair on my head. And it's very hard for me to yank it out. But trust me. It's possible. Here's Marshall Edwards. He singled his first time up, the lone Milwaukee hit. Wilcox deals, and there's a line drive to Sweet Lou, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 5, it's still Detroit and Milwaukee scoreless. Charlie Moore does have a hitter's mustache. So it'll be Trammell, Whittaker, and Glenn Wilson here in the 6th for the Tigers. Trammell's 0 for 1. Menich deals. Ground ball. Yeah, with a fantastic play by the bag. Over to first to retire him. From his knees, he made that stop. September baseball is a beautiful thing. Lou Whittaker is 0 for 2, so through 18 batters, Menich 5 1/3 innings, only 70 pitches. A hit, he's walked 2 and struck out 2. This is what the Brewers needed. And remember, the Brewers lead over the Tigers for second is a 1.5 games. So a Milwaukee win is huge. A Tiger win, and they're virtually tied. Whittaker draws a walk. Baltimore leads Milwaukee, by the way, by a game. So the 3-1 was too low, and Whittaker is on first. 1 out for Wilson, who's 0 for 2. Throw to first, and Whittaker is back. Menich from the stretch. Wilson to Romero for 1. For 1 over to Cooper. And they turn it. He got the best buddy. 4, 6, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5.5 in the books. Detroit, nothing. Milwaukee, nothing. So it'll be Romero, Molitor, and Yount. Milwaukee will flip the lineup here in their half of the 6th. Romero is 0 for 1. Wilcox's delivery. Ground ball to Johnson. Over to Laga at first. Goes on the card 5-3. Yeah, I would agree with that. As good as he was as a shortstop, Yount was a better center fielder. I certainly would agree with that. Thank you, Mr. Demos. That's right, you're doing the White Sox for your noontime premiere. I'm having lunch with family on Wednesday, and so 3 was the first time I could come back and do it. It'll be Molitor now with 1 out. So through 18 batters, Mr. Wilcox has thrown 67 pitches, 5 1/3 innings, a hit, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So this one has been tense. Molitor, fly ball to shallow right. Leach comes in to set for 3, and there's 2 out. Brings up Robin Yount as 0 for 2. Wilcox winds and delivers. Popped up right side. Laga reaches over, but somebody wearing a Milton College sweatshirt has that foul ball, and they're moving their beard before it can be spilled. So the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes to Yount. Wilcox's pitch. Right back up the middle. Throw to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 6-0. I feel like I'm doing number station here. It'll be Herndon, Parrish, and Turner here in the top of the 7th for the Tigers. Both teams have been held to 1 hit apiece. How come you can't protest these computer games? I think you can. You can argue calls an OOTP. You take the risk, or you used to be able to take the risk of getting thrown out of the game, and the computer would finish it for you. That was quite clever. Herndon's 0 for 2. Foul ball right side. Romero runs over and makes the catch just short of the sidewall for the first out. Brings up Lance Parrish, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Well, he's there with the Texas Rangers thing. That's who he's best known for. Decent pitcher for the Rangers. Also, I believe, came up in the Yankee organization, if Mike is still here. There are umpire reviews, and it's set for the default in the seasons that have it. I'll never use it. Pitch to Parrish. Ball 4. And so there's a 1 out. Well, and Medic just kind of says a few words to Jose Feliciano behind the plate. And Jose says, just get back there. It's a 3-1 pitch and it missed high. I heard it. So 1 out. Parrish on first for Turner, who has walked and singled and was thrown out trying to steal. Medic. There goes Parrish. The throw down to Yount, and Parrish is thrown out. The throw was low. Yount dug it out and got on the tag. And so Sparky Anderson has sent 2 runners, and they've both been thrown out trying to steal. And there's 2 out for Turner. And Demos says that Medic went to the Pirates in the Willie Randolph deal. So that would have been 77. And I forget how, but he's most known, I think, for his time with the Rangers. Pitch to Turner. Ground ball to Yount. He's going to have to hurry. Long throw to Cooper. And Turner beat it out. And now that caught stealing looms really large as Howard Johnson steps to the plate 0 for 2. Medic is ready. And strike 1. Now Turner was going to go with an 18% chance. I'm managing, by the way, the Brewers, not the Tigers. I think Sparky got in the wrong bottle of stuff this morning. Pitch to Hojo. Fly ball to right. Moore comes in a step or 2, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Time to stretch. 6.5 in the books. Tigers nothing, Milwaukee nothing. 75-76 off-season baseball demo says, and hey, we're taping another Patreon project tonight. We're doing the 86 Red Sox and 04 Red Sox, and we'll have that for your dancing and dining pleasure probably either Wednesday or Thursday uploaded onto the channel. If you want a game of any game in any of the Yanks and PC line of sports, $10 gets it to you, or just throw a tip in. Like our Red Sox fan, Bobby Catalano, Baseball Demos, Dale Lonsdale, Logacta Live, thank you for your one-time contribution, greatly appreciated. John Marichich, Appabot. If I'm missing anybody just off the top of my head, we'll get to you at some point, but to consider a tip, certainly not required, but greatly appreciated at patreon.com/retrosportsnetwork. And as the George Washington Bridge said to its cables, thank you so much for your support. Cecil Cooper's 0 for 2, Simmons and Ogilvie to follow. We are still scoreless here in the bottom of the 7th. This one's flying by. Cooper's 0 for 2. Wilcox starts the 7th, striking him out. An 0-2 pitch just below the belt. Strike 3. I guess here they do the beer barrel polka instead of take me out to the ball game, which would make sense considering that these are the Milwaukee Brewers, and we're not talking about brewing butter. Ted Simmons is 0 for 1 with a walk. So the Tigers have stranded 3 on their 2 hits, and Milwaukee has stranded 2 on their 1 hit. No runs for anybody, no errors for anybody. The broadcaster, however, has made a few. Pitch to Simmons. Gets away from Parrish, and he fouled it off his foot. Ouch. So the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. Wilcox has struck out 4. 1-2. And there's a base hit up the middle. Wilson gets it, but not before Simmons can go for 2. The throw is not in time. So Milwaukee has their first runner in scoring position for Ben Ogilvy, who was 0 for 2. Actually, it cost the Pirates Willie Randolph, Doc Ellis, and Ken Brett on December 12th or December 11th, 1975. So the Yankees probably got the better part of that deal to go into the renovated stadium. All right, so thank you, Eleanor Rigby, for the kind words. And thank you, Al. So here's Ogilvy is 0 for 2. So Milwaukee threatening here in the 7th. 1 out. Pitch. Here's a ground ball right back to Wilcox at the mound over to Logger for the out. 2 away for Roy Howell, who is 0 for 2. So Dodgers Braves for you Thursday at lunch. And then over the weekend we'll either have, will be a plethora of choices, but if the Dodgers have the chance to clinch, and their magic number right now is 8, then we will carry that for you on our weekend game. Pitch to Howell. Liner right to Trammell, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, no errors. Milwaukee has now stranded 3 after 7. Detroit, nothing. The lawnmower, nothing. Milwaukee, nothing. All right. Let's all follow Al to the little Al's room so he can relieve himself. And make sure that Gigio and the monkey don't get in. It'll be Laga, Leach, and Trammell here in the 8th to face Medic, who's at 86 pitches. Here in Burlington, we've actually had some nice weather the last week in the sun. And so when I went out for my walk this morning, you could just see how much the grass had grown in a week. It really needs it. So we'll play nice with the lawnmower out there behind me. Log is 0 for 1 with a walk. Medic, ground ball to Romero by the bag at second, over to Cooper. 1 away. For Leach is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Bennett deals, and there's a fly ball to left center. Edwards is there. 2 quick out for Alan Trammell, who's 0 for 2. Al is doing a different kind of streaming. Yes, he is. Pitch to Trammell, ball 4. So Trammell reaches on a 2-out walk. That's the 5th for Doc this afternoon. But they haven't hurt. Trammell takes a big lead off. 27 batters now for Medic. 7 and 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 101 pitches, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Throw to first, and Trammell is back. So Whittaker at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitch from Doc. Beat up the middle. Medic dives for it. Gets it. Flips it to Cooper. And the Tigers go down in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. We have played 7.5. And it's still, my goodness, 1968 called. They want their pitching back. 0-0. So more Edwards and Romero to face Wilcox, who's only at 85 pitches through 7. Pitch to Charlie, who's 0 for 2. Ground ball to Johnson, and it plays him. So Moore reaches on the error. Moore's going for 2. Johnson muffed it, and then he lost it. He couldn't find it. And now, do you bunt Edwards to move Moore to third? Or do you bring in Gorman Thomas? 238, 250. I'm going to bunt. So we're going to play some small ball. We will give them what they want. Edwards squares. It's down. Parrish's only play is to first. Whittaker covering. The bunt is good. The go-ahead run is on third. And 1 out for Ed Romero. And now you bring in the bunt or the pinch hitter. So now the infield comes in with Gorman Thomas pinch hitting at 229. It's a feast or famine thing here. 29 homers and 76 RBI. So like the curly-haired girl, when Thomas is good, he's very, very good. And when he's bad, you get a breeze. So Wilcox kind of sweating for the first time today. Runner on third, everybody in, and 1 out. From the belt, struck him out. A 2-2 split finger, strike 3 called. So Thomas stood there and watched strike 3. And there's 2 out for Molitor, who was struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. That was a big one, guys. So Wilcox has thrown to 27 batters, 95 pitches, 7 2/3 innings, just 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Mark Forsberg says, best line some announcer said the same number for the starting pitcher and the relief pitcher on the scoreboard and said, look at the pitcher is relieving himself on the mound. Well, on some days it might be cooler to do that. So Moore on third. Moore is the runner on third, not talking about Charlie's intelligence. And Molly is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. No score, bottom of the 8th. Wilcox deals. Got him! He swung on and missed, and Molitor takes the collar for the 3rd time today. No runs, no hits, and no error, or 1 error. After 8. Detroit nothing, Milwaukee nothing. Yeah, Sparky looked 60 years old at 30 because of that, because he was a smoker. So Medic probably gets a base runner as he starts tonight. The heart of the Tiger lineup, Glenn Wilson, Larry Herndon, and Lance Parrish. And looking ahead to the Milwaukee ninth, Robin Yount, Cecil Cooper, and Ted Simmons. And so we go to the 9th in a 0-0 ball game. Medic, So Thomas stays in the game at center. He's a 7 and a 6. He will bat 9th. Jim Gantner will bat 8th if needed and play 2nd. He's a 6. Did you hear the crowd boo? I don't know. I've got an air conditioner and a lawnmower behind me, so you got some groans out of the crowd actually reading the chat for sure. So it'll be Wilson who's 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play. Medic deals to start the 9th. Fly ball to left center. Back goes Thomas and Ogilvie, and that's off the wall. So the go-ahead run is on 2nd on the leadoff double by Glenn Wilson. And so, do you walk Herndon to face Parrish? I think you do. I think you need to try 2 for the price of 1 here. So that's what they shall do. And so Herndon draws the free pass. Nobody out for Lance Parrish, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Bennett has walked 5 unintentionally. He deals, and Parrish fly ball to center. Back goes Thomas to the track. He makes the catch. And they're going to send Wilson. The throw from Thomas to Molitor is not in time. But Herndon stays at first. And so the double play is still in order. This is his... Oh, okay, you got your groan. I should read this as Howard Cosell. This is a Seinfeld game. A score about nothing. Pete Ladd is warming. And they don't have a lefty. Are you kidding me? They do not have a lefty. They do not have a lefty. Unbelievable. They have no lefties in their pen. Wow. Wow. And I guess you would bring in Ladd. So it'll be Pete Ladd. We got ourselves a pitching change. This game is coming to you from County Stadium in Milwaukee. I'm not sure about this. But Medic was starting to tire, and if you had a lefty, you would bring him in for Turner. Ladd, who was the chief fireman during the playoffs, 0-2 with a save and a 4.97 ERA. His last appearance was against the Angels 2 days ago, so Saturday. Inning and 2/3, a hit and a strikeout. 12 and 2/3 innings, 16 hits, a homer, 7 runs all earned. His good control is good, a walk and 11 strikeouts. He picked up the save. Infield to play him halfway. He was 49 and 84. Sparky? Yeah, he looked ancient. He always looked ancient. Of course, that's what happens when you're a little kid looking at older people. I'm sure if I looked at myself now at 47 when I was 10 years old, I'd look ancient. Infield halfway. Turner, fly ball to center. Thomas goes back. Wilson will tag. And they'll concede the run. So the Tigers go up 1-0 on the sac fly. Not much you can do about that. Brings up Howard Johnson, who's 0 for 3. Well, that was the point. I mean, Turner had reached all 3 times, so if I had the lefty, I actually wanted Sparky to force Sparky to make a change. But the run scores anyways, and the Tigers with 2 outs lead 1-0. Yount, Cooper, and Simmons for Milwaukee in the bottom of the 9th. Howard Johnson's 0 for 3. Ladd delivers, and there's another fly ball right center. Thomas has had a busy inning and makes the catch. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers finally break through. They lead 1-0. So Yount, Cooper, and Simmons here for Milwaukee in the bottom of the 9th. Yount is 0 for 3, and Wilcox is cruising right along. He's looking to get into break out of the Clinton Parks Girly Man League here and wants the CG. This would be a big one for Detroit if they can hold on. Pitch to Yount. Fly ball to right. Back goes Leach. He goes way back and makes the catch on the base of the track. So 1 out for Cecil Cooper, who is 0 for 3. They don't. Well, Brookins was, I think, a 5. Howard Johnson stays at third. Cooper 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Tying run, of course, at the plate. 1-0 Detroit, bottom of the ninth. Wilcox is throwing a two-hitter. Here's the pitch. Base hit right field. So Cooper is on with a single, and here comes Ted Simmons, who is 1 for 2. The handy-dandy graphics department tells me he's got 5 game-winning RBI on the year. He's got himself a double in one of the 3 Brewer hits. Detroit 1 run on 3 hits and an error. They've left 5 on. Milwaukee, no runs. A great big bag of bagels. 3 hits and no errors. Yeah, the sac fly scored the run. So Simmons at the plate. Ogilvy on deck. Tying run is on. Simmons the winning run. Line drive to Trammell, and there's 2 out. So a full count. And there was a liner right to Trammell. So here's Ogilvy. Last chance saloon for the Brewers. He is 0 for 3. And the Tiger fans are, all 5 of them, are standing. This would be big. They would cut the margin to a half a game behind Milwaukee. Here we go. From the belt, Ogilvy, fly ball, shallow right. Leach moves over, the Tigers win. So Detroit wins this slobber knocker of a pitcher's duel 1-0. So Milt Wilcox is your MVP, 9 innings. 3, and since they're in Milwaukee, it's the Miller Lite MVP. Not a 3-hitter. He walked 1 and struck out 6. Medic didn't pitch terrible. 8 1/3 innings, 3 hits. A run, it was earned. He walked 6 and struck out 2. And Pete Ladd came in to do fireman things, and he threw 6 strikes to retire the last 2. So the sac fly by Turner, with 1 out in the top of the ninth, scored Glenn Wilson. And that was that. A run on 3 hits and an error for the Tigers. 3 hits for Milwaukee. Wilcox goes to 9 and 10. But more importantly, the Tigers don't lose any ground to second place. And Medich falls to 1 and 4. So with all that, let's play the rest of Labor Day for ya. Thank you, Al, as he was doing his own streaming. Good news for both the Brewers and the Tigers as the Yankees play spoiler. They beat the Orioles 6-1. Dave Righetti with the win. He's 12 and 6. Scott McGregor takes the loss. Dave Winfield with his 33rd of the year. Philadelphia beat the Cubs 5-3. Mike Krukow goes to 16 and 9. Toronto shuts out Oakland 2-0. Dave Steve gets his 13th of the year. And Seattle beats Kansas City 9-3. Floyd Bannister goes to 15 and 8. Ricky Henderson Dave Henderson hits his 9th. Angels beat the White Sox. That's a big win for the Angels, 10-8. Forrest goes to 16 and 8 on the year. Atlanta keeps their slim hopes alive in the National League West. They beat the Giants 3-1. Tommy Boggs with his 2nd win. Mets beat Pittsburgh 7-4 and 11. Minnesota and Texas, who cares? Texas wins the opener of a twin bill 4-3. Dodgers lowered their magic number to 7. They beat the Reds in 12, 5-2. Terry Forster goes to 5-1. Kenny Landreau has 6 homers on the year. Cleveland beats Boston 2-1. San Diego beat Houston 7-4. Good news for the Phillies. They gain a game on Montreal. Joaquin Andujar gets his 15th of the year as St. Louis beats the Expos 10-3. And in the second game, Texas sweeps a doubleheader for Minnesota. All right, so we got a couple minutes here before I say goodbye. So Montreal's lead over Philly is now 5, so the National League kind of comes into play. Dodgers' magic number is 7 over Atlanta. Baltimore by 1 over Detroit, or 1 over Milwaukee, 1.5 over Detroit. California's lead over Kansas City is 5. So, and you can just see where teams sit in there. All right. So tomorrow we'll have football for you at 3 o'clock. It's the add-on to Dave Gardner's game-winning drive bowl. It'll be the 79 Dolphins and Buccaneers from Pasadena and the Rose Bowl Thursday. Dodgers and Braves, the next scheduled baseball game. Watch for a Patreon game between the 86 Red Sox and 04 Red Sox. Best of 3. AFL football Friday night. It's a preview of the real-life championship game in Week 2. Imagine that. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and Houston Oilers from Rice Stadium. Until tomorrow, I'm Ron Juckett. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you the next time.